more easily. Okay. So we are back to balance. That's a kind of broad theme, and there's just so many things you can look at from that perspective. So today we're kind of looking at kind of grounding, feeling the whole body, feeling the bones, and within that, obviously feeling the flow of the breath. So we'll just start with feet maybe hip distance or even slightly wider, and just have a shake out. So just waking the whole body up. So it's a warming thing. So the fingers get a little bit of movement, the wrists get a little bit of movement, the elbows, the shoulders if they'll move. The knees, I'm bending the knees so that gets something happening both in the knees and the hips and below in the ankles. So there's a little bit of everything in terms of joints, just getting a little bit of movement. You can move from side to side, so it becomes a little bit more of a twist. So that feels a little bit different with the shaking and the twisting. If you're going to do one, just you choose. Sometimes when you twist, you can't shake, or when you shake, you can't twist. So just see how that goes and see if you can kind of keep tall through your, kind of like the crown of the head feels like it's heading up towards the sky. So when we do this, it tends to make the voice go a little bit hard and the vibration change in your body. That's why I'm sounding maybe a little bit extra strange. And then just let things, so just have a little bit of movement with the shoulders if the shoulders got left out. So just shoulder forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So you can just kind of loosen a little bit if that feels safe for your body. And then just be still. So you'll feel a bit more grounded just from that. You'll feel both the energy kind of within, most likely, that tingly kind of feeling, that positive tingly feeling. And you'll feel a little bit more weighty down through the feet into the ground. So that's already given you a sense of what the body feels like, both inside and outside. It's always a really good thing to do, to just have a little bit of a shake out. It wakes you up, it brings you back to body, even if it's for a moment. It's a bit almost like a quick cold shower. It's almost the equivalent of having to go through the cold bit. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of tapping, but it's slightly different than we've been doing. So it's soft, generally soft fists. And we're going just below the bony bit of the hip, so just below it. So actually the heel of the hand might just be touching it, but the fingers in that soft fist will be touching below. And then just find your own rhythm. And if you're not comfortable in the shoulder, you just do one side and then move on to the other side. So going behind, so it's more in your butt now, going behind that bone. It's a chunky bone, that hip bone, doing a lot of work for us. Hips don't always play. Some of us may not have happy hips all the time. And then above the hips, so it's a little bit more solid because we're kind of around where the pelvis is. And then again, if it's not too uncomfortable in front, so you're more kind of, not quite on the groin area, more kind of hip flexor area. So just guess, there's a little bit of a rebound here, usually a little bit of, so it feels like a little bit more stronger contact, but it almost feels like it goes in and goes out a little bit, maybe a little bit bouncy. Okay, and then taking the movement just above the knees, so you need to bend at the hips, and just take that soft fist just above the knee, not on the knee. So anywhere you can't feel comfortable getting to, then just come back up and do somewhere else. At the side of the knees, really gently, just for a moment or two. So that'll be kind of on a little bit of the bone. And then we come onto the shins, so we're needing to bend at the hip a bit more so we can keep our back safe. So really sit back a little bit here. And if you can, work your way down with your shin. That's a really strong bone, so just tapping down the shin to the ankle. And if you're still okay on this bending, then just gently, just pressing the toes a little bit, waking up the toes, and feeling the top of the feet. So we're much more conscious of the bottom of the feet than we are about all those muscles and all those tendons and all those bones in the feet. So just getting a little bit more aware of that, aware of the feet. And gently working your way back up, so a little bit of a tap on the shins again. You're still with me? and the side of the knees, top of the knees, and then just work your way up your thighs, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up to kind of where we were before with the hip flexor. Okay, again, you might not feel comfortable with this, so I'm taking my feet maybe wider, shoulder distance. I'm bending my knees, and I'm going to take the back of my hands onto around the sacrum and the lower part of the back, you know, the coccyx tail bit, just giving a little bit of contact, just tapping either at the side of the back or in the pelvis or just on the bone if it feels comfortable. Bit awkward here, I know, but try and bend forward at the hips, might give you a little bit more support. Okay, and then you can let go of that, it's a bit awkward, I know. And then just take the hands, one hand to the opposite side underneath the armpit, and then the other one, so it's kind of like, feels like a hug position, but you're tapping the sides now higher up, with working just down the sides of the rib cage, just to really feel that part of the body. We know we've got a lot of important organs being protected by this area. We've got the diaphragm muscle, we've got the heart in there, we've got the lungs. So really important, this area of the body, not that anywhere is unimportant. And then just tapping on the sternum, so letting go there, maybe just use one hand to just tap on the bony bit below the collarbone. Just in the centre. Again, unless this doesn't feel comfortable, it gets a bit echoey inside, often when we just do a little bit of tapping there. And then just let the hands be free. And just get a sense now of the whole body standing. So you'll feel the feet, probably a little bit stronger connection. You might feel the softness of the muscles and the tendons underneath the feet. You might feel the weight of the heel bone. You might be conscious of the toes. You might still feel the lower legs, particularly the shins. You might be conscious of the knees. You might feel around the hips. You might feel around the pelvic area at the back and the lower back. You might be conscious of the rib cage and the front of the chest. So just being really conscious of your body, particularly your skeleton, if you like. And that's a weighted area. Yeah, it's a heavier part of our body, but it also, particularly at the joints, needs hydration, fluid, need to be able to move safely. So being really conscious of your physical body. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of movements in standing, and we are going to go down to the ground. I know that seems really big change, but we'll go with that, hopefully. So feet hip back to hip distance if they're a little bit wider. And sweeping the arms up. So palms facing each other, you might not see mine because they'll disappear probably. And then as you bend the knees and bend at the hips, see if you're happy to come and fold forward with the top body over the bottom body. So the top body kind of comes more towards the thighs, and just have the back of the hands coming towards each other. So they just look at each other, don't need to touch. So different sensation in the shoulders. Do a little bit bomb down, so a little bit of the squat, push off from the feet and come all the way back up. Yeah, using the feet to get yourself back up. Okay. So a couple more times if you kind of feel safe coming that low down. So we take the arms wide, we bend at the knees, we bend at the hips. We then start to round the back as we allow the top body to relax, so the bottom body, let the neck relax. And we kind of bring the shoulders forward, back of the hands closer together, facing each other. Push down through the feet, take the bottom slightly down so the legs work us to get ourselves back up. And if you're fine with that, then one more in your own time. Yeah, so it's a whole body movement. Yeah, we're taking the top body to rest, come down with gravity and relax the top body over the bottom body. In the shoulders come forward, and then we find a way up using our feet, using our legs as much as we can. Okay, but take care, I know backs don't always like this. And next time, just bringing the arms just by your side rather than bending forward. Okay, just feel how you are on the shoulders. So be more conscious of your shoulders now and the upper body. more conscious of the hands. Definitely shoulders will feel it a little bit more. Checking up, pushing back in your knees. So just relaxing the legs for a moment. And relax the belly, palms of the hands, soles of the feet. Relaxing around the jaw. So just clench the jaw just a little bit tighter than you would normally without creating too much tension. But a little bit more tension than you normally would have. And then release it. And just take your hand to your chin and just move the jaw side to side for a moment. So the bottom jaw, because you're moving the chin, just gets a little bit of movement. So sometimes that's not a bit grindy or a bit clunky, so just do what you feel comfortable with. Okay, and then close your eyes really tightly, and then open them up, and really open them up, and look up to the right, look up to the left, down to the left, down to the right, and then just looking out towards in your room or outside for a moment to get more spacious views for the eyes, a little bit more softness for the eyes. Okay. So we're going to head with all this body down to the floor now. So I'll just move my laptop so it might be easier to see as we come down to lie on our back. Yeah, so we're lying down but coming onto our back. So at some point we are going to take our hands over our head. Yeah, not for a while, but we will at some point. So if that's means you need to set yourself up slightly differently, do. So letting the legs be long, if that's comfortable for the back, and let the arms just be, for initially, just a little bit away from the body, so you're more like a 45-degree angle, maybe away from the body, so that the shoulders, what you're looking for is that your shoulders can basically relax and the shoulder blades can come down here. So we've already done quite a lot with the body before we've come down. Sometimes we start on the floor, but we should be, well, not should, hopefully we can find a real sense of the body in this different position, different relationship to gravity. So before we were playing with that, mainly with the feet, yeah, and then waking up the skeleton. And then we were folding the top body over the bottom body, so that's a different relationship to gravity. And we were waking up our joints. We were being really aware of our bones, our bone structure, playing around with our feet, noticing then at the final stages what's going on in the head. So we often kind of create tension around the jaw, around the cheeks, around the eyes and the eye socket. So we're just trying to, sometimes you have to create a little bit more tension in order to then release a little bit. So feeling the back of the head, yeah, so we've not really played around with the back of the head. Now that can be weighted down. So if you, it's just like a gentle rock from side to side, but you're kind of following the skull. So rather than thinking I'm nodding, feel like you're just giving a little bit of different pressure on the skull as you take your head slightly, not far, over to the right and the left. And feel like you're really sinking in with the skull onto the ground. You're giving it that chance to release and let go, because necks get tight, don't they? And sometimes with a little bit more release at the back of the skull. So ideally, your chin is either facing, the chin shouldn't be sticking up too much. So it might feel like the chin's coming in a little bit to the chest, so that you're on the back of your head if you need to adjust for that. And then let the head be safe in centre, which might be different to where you started. Okay. So we're going back to the shoulders, if the shoulders feel okay to do this. So reaching up the hands towards the sky, and the palms are facing each other. So you can imagine you've got a ball between your hands, between the palms. And just take your hands, both hands over slightly to the right.
So your left shoulder will come off the floor more than the right, and then come back to center, and then take that ball over to the left slightly. So you're keeping the arms extended if you can, rather than bent. Might be a subtle bend in the elbow perhaps, but nothing else. And both arms stay lengthened as you take them over to one side. Come back to center. Okay, forget the ball idea now. And just do a little bit, well, you can keep the ball idea, just do a little bit of circle with the ball in the sky, yeah, it will work. So you're really just doing sort of rotations to just loosen the shoulder, but you're also feeling the weight of the shoulder go one way and then the other way. You need to bring them down at any point, then please do. And then bend the elbows and bring the arms back down to rest. Let the shoulders relax back into the ground. Okay. So bringing the knees, bending the knees, sorry, bringing the feet to the floor now. So bringing the right knee in and taking the hands onto the knee if you can. And just let the knee really softly move forward and back. It's like a rocking chair kind of movement. Just let the knee rock forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And then see if you can take it side to side. I'm just needing to get up for a moment, just change my screen. Sometimes goes almost black. So just rocking the knee side to side. Don't know why it does that. Okay, I can see now. Okay, it's not dark in my world. So you just take, using one knee, you rock forward and back, and now you're rocking side to side really gently. Right, so really gently. So you're just trying to do micro movements really there in the joint, which are really helpful to do. And then see if you can do a circle so that you're loosening in your hips here. So it might be a bit jerky, jumpy. It's really small maneuvers. It's almost like how light could that knee and thigh bone be in that rotation. And then move the knee in the opposite way. So it might be sticky, but you just try and make it really small so you can get more chance of some subtle, light, floating movements is what you're looking for. Watery, floaty movements. Great. And then let that foot come back down. And just feel what that leg feels like now you've done that movement compared to the opposite leg. I mean, the foot may have landed in a different place. That might be possible, so it might feel very different. But you might feel some aliveness in the knee, in the hip, just the whole sense of connection between the ankle, the knee and the hip. So second leg. And just if you can get the hands to the knee, then just create a little bit of rocking. So you're kind of bending the elbows to create that rocking chair motion. So that'll be changing what goes on for the pelvis as well. As you rock forward and back. As you rock forward and back. So it's a really small maneuver. Yeah, it's you're trying to keep it really light, soft, floaty feeling. You know, like it's almost got momentum of its own, but you're just getting it going. And then side to side might not be as easy, but you have to sort of get really small. If you do that really small movement, it will usually get to a rock. Really minute movement side to side. So it could be almost if someone was looking, they really would not notice anything going on or very little going on. The body likes rocking. Yeah, it's a really relaxing thing to do if you can just find that right place, that magic spot. And then circles, that's a little bit trickier, yeah. So just start it off and see how it goes. I know that my left side's more difficult. It's coming a little bit looser now. So just see if it'll loosen, if it'll soften, if it'll hydrate, if it'll float in the socket. And even if it isn't, imagine it as it is. Yeah, imagine that it's happening. And in the opposite direction, so again, that takes a little bit of time to just find that soft spot there. And it may not always come, so just imagine it being soft and really floaty. circling itself, really small, minute circles. And then let that foot return to the ground. And see how it feels both underneath the feet and the ankles. How it feels in the shins and the calves, how it feels in the thigh, quads, the front, the hamstrings at the back. How it feels in the front of the hip flexors, so kind of groin kind of area. How it feels on the pelvis, what the contact the pelvis is and how much weight there is going through the pelvis. And then feeling the whole of the leg from the toes or from the ankle, if you like, to the hips and through to the pelvis. And with the feet down, just let the knees rock side to side. So the feet broadly hip distance apart, I'm suggesting here. And so there's alignment there. We're just letting the knees. So we're rocking really like we were before, but the movement's a little bit bigger, but we find that same floaty, rocky movement from side to side. It's a really light touch movement. So we're trying to both know that the bones are weighted, but know that they can also float in their support. There'll be a lot of fluid within them, a lot of fluid around them. Kind of fascia, the connective tissue in the body will be getting a little bit of hydration and just getting a little bit of different movement. Okay, and then be still. Okay, lengthen through the legs. And just let the legs be soft, so softening the thighs, the calves, let the toes drift away if they do drift away. Some people's toes will drift out to the side, some will drift in. Some will face towards the ceiling. So just see what it feels like to be relaxed. Relax the belly now. Relax in the chest, the armpits, relax around the palms of the hands and the finger joints, toe joints. Relax in the throat, the back of the tongue. Feel the whole sensation in the mouth. You can even move the tongue in the mouth. Just really be aware of that sort of wet, damp, warm part of our bodies. And noticing around the eyes, the eye sockets, the eyelids, the eyebrows, temples. Soften any way you need to soften. Okay. So from here, just having the heels down and the toes pointing up. So for most people now, it's suddenly changing the alignment of the joints of the legs. They're more aligned between your heel, your knee and your hip socket. And there's a bit more work going on in order to keep the legs like that. So it's not, otherwise they just flop forward or flop back one way or the other. So what will possibly also be happening is the belly will be working a little bit. Now just see if you can press the lower back down. Just see if you can, you might not be able to. Depends how big the arch is in your back. See if you can keep the lower back broadly down and just lift lightly the right heel, right leg off the floor. No more than a foot. So no more, the heel won't be above the toes of the opposite foot. Let the leg feel really heavy, like you really got to hold it in place, but it's really heavy. And then lower it down with that heavy leg. Let it come back down really slowly. You might not be down yet, you might not be down yet. You'll be down probably. And relax both legs. Relax the belly. Let the belly expand so you get an arch in the back now. And then let it just soften on the out breath. Breathe in and let it arch a little bit. Let the belly be expanded as much as it wants to. And then belly in a little bit on the out breath. Okay, engage the legs again. So heels down, toes up towards the ceiling. And see if you can get your lower back down again. So it means bringing the belly in order to do that. So you're getting some support through your center here. And then as you really gently and heavily lift the left leg off the floor, no more than a foot. Just really heavy, really heavy. And then bring it back down, slow as you can. So if someone was watching, they wouldn't really notice anything happening. Keeping the leg heavy, like you're not allowing gravity to pull it down. And at some point you will get down, and then you relax everything. You create a little bit more of an in-breath with an arch, and an out-breath with the belly softening more back to the spine. A couple more times, you create the belly and the arch slightly. And you bring the belly in and flatten the lower back. Okay, and then just let the belly be soft and natural, don't overarch it. So bringing the feet back to the floor, bending the knees, taking the arms up as if you're reaching to the sky so that the shoulders come off the floor. Got that ball again between our hands. We can have the fingers slightly separated. So there's a softness in the hands if we're holding the ball. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to kind of encourage. Take the ball over to the right and the knees over to the left. But the knees are hip distance apart, yeah, so the knees not coming together. And just rest with that position of knees to the right and hands to the left. Come back to center and opposite way. So the hands keep that ball. Hands in contact with the ball, knees over to the opposite direction. Come back to your center. Well done. And gently let the arms relax back down by your side. Lengthen the legs again. Okay, so come back on your heels. You don't need to make the toes. Toes will be heading broadly towards the ceiling, but you don't need to make the legs feel really strong and toned. You can still have your toes slightly away from you if they want to be for a moment. Okay. So have the palms now down and the arms by the side of the body. So we're going to sweep the arms up, maybe over if that's comfortable. So from here, sweeping both arms up and taking the toes away from you now. So there's lengthening down the whole of the body as you take your arms, maybe behind you, maybe only up to the sky, whatever's comfortable. And then bringing the arms back up and bringing the toes towards you so you get length down the back of the heels, back of the calves as the palms arrive back on the floor. Sweeping up again, breathing in, toes away as you lengthen. Try and keep the lower rib cage down if you can. Breathing out, bringing the arms back up and back down and bringing the toes towards you. One more time, bringing the arms up and over, toes away as you lengthen all body. And then out breath, bring yourself back, bringing the toes in. So we're giving tension in different parts of the body. And now relaxing, let the arms come a little bit away from the body. Let the belly be soft, let the shoulders be soft, thighs be soft, palms and soles of the feet be soft again. So we know how to tense, we know how to relax, we know how to find the breath, we know how to bring the belly to support the body movement. And we can feel the whole body, we can feel the whole body lying on the floor. So we can give in to gravity when we relax. Let the whole of the bone structure just relax down, and then let whatever happens from that, sometimes you get kind of like a rebound through the body, and then there's a softness that comes around the rest of the body. And the skin and the muscle and the tissue and the whole alive body just feels a little softer while the weight of the back body releases down. Okay, so bringing the feet back to the floor and the knees bent. So we're going into bridge pose. So let's do the version with robot arms. So that means the upper arms on the floor, and we bend at the elbows and the fingers point towards the sky. We can make the hands alive this time, so that we stretch in the front of the palms. And from here, we just create a little bit of an arch in our back. And then we flatten the back, we just pick the bum up off the floor. And then we let the bum come back down. We arch the lower back slightly here, like a wave. We change the wave to bring the back down. We pick the bum up and the lower back off the floor. We return the back to ground. We create the arch again. Belly comes forward, expands slightly through the belly. And then bring the whole back down, belly in, bring the bum up, the lower back, and come on to the base of your rib cage. Lower your back down, lengthening as you go, all the way down to your tail. And then arch the back, expand through the belly if it's comfortable a little bit, don't need to overdo that. Belly in, lower back down, bum off the floor, lower back off the floor, and come to the base of the shoulder blades, so a little bit higher here. And then lengthen through your tail as you come all the way down, like pearls resting on the floor. And once you're down, create that arch. Create that flatten. Bum off the floor, just going back to the base of the rib cage. So we're just doing the opposite to what we came up. Lowering, lengthening yourself down. Create a bit of an arch. Create the flatten. Bum off the floor, lower back off the floor. Back down, lengthening through your back. Create a little bit of an arch, just a small arch this time. Flatten the back, just bring your bum up slightly to extend through the tail and bum down. Okay, this time, so just rest for a moment. But this time we're going to go as high up as you want to go up. But we're going to come down, rocking our knees side to side. So we kind of come down like a wave on the spine rather than straight down. If you're not sure what you're doing, just come down the normal way. Trying my best to explain. So make sure your heels haven't run away too far from your bum. So bring the heels in a little bit close to the bottom so you get a bit more lift and support. Use your arms for a little bit of support this time, press through your feet and just lifting yourself up this time rather than the rowing version. And you come up as high as you want to come up, thinking of more chin towards chest, so don't keep the back of the neck long. You get up to where you want to find that freedom. So by using the arms a little bit, you get a little bit more support. You don't want your lower back to feel uncomfortable. You want your knees to feel like they're drifting away from the head, but not away from each other. Okay, well done. And then take the knees side to side and bring the back down. As the knees really drifting, so they float in the knees side to side. As you drift your way back down, letting the back spine come down bit by bit, as the knees drift side to side, and you feel that when you get the mid back down and the lower back down, you feel like you're going from side to side on the spine. And then relax the arms and relax the legs back down. Take the hands to the belly. Take a breath in through the nose, maybe a slightly deeper breath in. A breath out through pursed lips, just blowing gently. Breath in through the nose. Breath out through the lips. One more time, conscious breath in through the nose. Belly expands, breath out through the lips. You've got room now to take the arms out at shoulder level and then to be able to bring the feet onto the floor again, knees bent, and keeping the feet as wide as your mat. So that's slightly wider than shoulder distance here. We're going to let the spine have a different sensation now, so a bit more spiraling. So let the knees drift over to the right. Yeah, so the feet stay the same distance apart, knees stay same distance apart. So the top knee won't probably get to the ground, don't force it. And your left hip will be coming off the ground, left bum will be coming off the ground. And then take your belly in if it's not already in to help you get your knees back up. So you're getting central core support, and then let the knees drift over to the opposite side. Let them land or nearly land, whatever's comfortable. Soften around the shoulders and take the belly in. Bring the knees back up to centre. This time as you take your knees over to the right, take your head over to the left. Really imagine that rotation, that twist in the spine as you do that. Bring the knees back up once they've settled. Back to centre, head to centre, and head in opposite direction to knees. But if it feels uncomfortable in the neck, leave that out, just keep it neutral. So 2 more times, just drifting knees and head in opposite direction. So there's no force, it's just again like the head as we rolled it at the beginning of the class, it just rolls along the skull a little bit. So we can get a really nice twist and opening, spiraling effect of the whole of the spine. And it's your own rhythm, yeah, so slows quite nice, so you get more of a chance of genuinely feeling the spine. If you don't, just imagine you're feeling the spine. Visualize that twisting action. So when you've done both sides for what will be the 3rd time, I think, then come back up to centre. And get your feet back into hip distance apart, get your arms back more comfortably by the body. Just bring the knees in now into the chest, take the bum off the floor a bit, rock from side to side. Rock from side to side. And then we're going to actually, don't rush this, we're going to rock onto our side because we're going to be doing some movements on our side now. So rock over gently onto the side that you're most comfortable on. And then you're going to come up onto your forearm. Hi there. Have your knees bent. I know it's difficult to see on this dot. I've got my knees bent here. Okay. So make sure if you can, you're not collapsing in your shoulder. Yeah, so if you collapse, it's not going to be very comfortable. So your elbow can be slightly further out from your shoulder. For most people, that's actually more comfortable. Okay, so just reaching your top leg away. So just reaching your leg away and then bring it back to where it was, just resting on top of the other leg with bent knee. Take the top leg away. Slight reach. And then let it stack as it was before. 3rd time, just reach your leg away and stacking. Okay, see how you go with this movement. It doesn't suit everybody. It might feel a bit strong. I won't do it for very long, but you pick the top leg away from the bottom leg and basically start cycling the leg. Yeah, so knee comes up, and then you lengthen through the leg. So it's just like a cycled leg. But if that doesn't feel comfortable, just leave it where it is and maybe just lift the knees away from each other, keep the ankle still, yeah. And just let it rest. Well done. Let's come to the other side. It's quite hard on the elbow, isn't it, and the shoulder. So come over to your opposite side. Just finding a supportive position for the shoulder. Knee stacked on knee, ankle stacked on ankle. See how it feels. And then just lift and lengthen. So there's a bit of lengthening. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to force yourself to push your heel away. You're just lengthening gently. So if you're pushing into a soft ball or something, yeah, rather than to anything heavy. So about 3 times. Sometimes it doesn't feel comfortable in the hips, so that's spasming or really, really uncomfortable. Just leave it out and rest. So then just pick the top leg up away from the bottom leg and see if the cycling is okay. Yeah, some of you'll find it really easy and other people find it really a bit more awkward. I find it quite difficult. If you're already very loose in the hips, then you'll find that really easy. One-legged cycling, yeah. If it's uncomfortable, then just take a break. Okay. So we've done both sides here. So just to get ourselves, just in case it has created some discomfort, just come onto your back again with your feet on the floor, knees hip distance. Okay, have your feet reasonably close to your bum and just press down through your feet. So you might pick your bum slightly off the floor, you're just creating a little bit more of a little bit more stability potentially, hopefully, and then just bring the pelvis down so things feel like they're a little bit safer, hopefully. Press down again, the belly will go in, so it feels like it's really, like you're really pressing down through the feet, but you're only just about lifting your bum off the floor. Yeah, okay, and relax down again. Relax the legs away from you, and just let them be relaxed, and let the feet go wobble from side to side, so the whole legs now just having a relaxation as you just sort of windscreen wiper the feet and the legs from side to side. Let the breath be free, let the shoulders relax, the jaw relax. Okay, great, well done. So, what we'll do here is we'll bring the knees in, and we'll roll over again, if we can, onto our side, but ultimately we're going to be coming onto hands and knees, working away to hands and knees. So find your way round, not always the easiest way, been down a long time, been down well over 40 minutes. So it's a bit of a shock for the body, yeah, so we're on hands and knees, on all fours, tabletop position, and that might feel a bit more stable for people. Here. And we'll have a different relationship to gravity. So we've done a lot of work in the arms and the legs. So the weight might feel quite strong through the wrists and the palms and fingers. Weight might feel quite strong through the knees. So bringing the knees together this time. And we're doing this sort of snake-like movement. So it's like a snake-like, fish-like movement for the body. So we take the bum round in a semicircle, and then we create a figure of 8. Yeah, so it's like we're drawing a figure of 8 with our nose on the ground, or with our navel. And we just take the bum round, the pelvis round, a little bit in an arch. As part of this, we have the elbows soft, so we can have some softness in the wrists, softness in the elbows, softness in the shoulders. And we feel like really we're just a fish and just floating in the sea. Or swimming in the sea. Don't really float, do we? They swim in the sea. So yeah, go into fish round. Go into fish round, you can do it. And then take the bum in the opposite direction, arch in the opposite direction with your pelvis, and do a different sort of swim. So it might not feel as natural. And if it doesn't feel comfortable on the knees or on the wrist, just take a break here. Just see how you go. Soften in the shoulders. Let a breath out. Okay. Lovely. Well done. And then get the knees back into hip distance. And we're coming up, so bringing the fingers, go onto the fingertips and come in onto your knees for a moment. Okay. So if you've got space, if you ever take your arms out to the side, yeah, do that. If you need to rearrange yourself so you can take your arms out to the side, then do. So sweeping the arms out to the side and then lengthening up through the body. And then we come into this twisting movement. So we take the hands, arms to shoulder level, heading in one direction. We come back up into center, a little bit of length, and over to our opposite side. When we bring the arms back and the hand, we bring the palms together as we extend up. We bring the palms down the center of the body onto our sternum, and then we then kind of do a bow so that the shoulders relax, the chin come to the chest. Breathe in, extend the arms up by the sides if you can. Breathing out, just opening out to one side, relaxing the shoulders. Extend the arms up softly, gently, maybe looking up. Second side, out breath, relaxing the shoulders down. Breathing in to extend up, palms come together, palms come down the center line to the chest, the heart center, and you relax the chin in, you relax around the shoulders. Release for the third time, extending the arms out to the side, softly looking up. Out breath to your first side, shoulder level, relax the shoulders. Extend up, reaching up slightly, not overreaching. Over to the left side, relaxing the shoulders when you get them to shoulder level. Extend up and palms come together. Come down the center line, looking down, shoulders down, relaxing upper body. And release the hands. A little bit of shake out for the hands and the wrists and the arms. Okay, so we're going to step 1 foot forward. So if you need to take your hands over to one side to release your foot forward, then do. And once you're stable, then what we're looking for initially is the knee above the ankle, just to start off with, yeah. Then bringing the hands onto the thigh, just see if you feel safe there. So some people have the toes tucked under the back foot, some people have them the top of the foot flat to the floor. See what's the most comfortable. Then release the arms, just let the arms swing by your side, let the shoulders relax. And then with just a little bit of momentum, let them head up towards the sky. Lengthen slightly, bring the belly in and sort of sense of lengthening through the back of the neck, back through the crown. So the side body and the front body is supporting you. And then bring the elbows out to the side, more hands up position. Softening the shoulders, elbows can come down below the shoulders a little bit and maybe a little bit forward to get a bit more relaxed. Okay. Now bringing the hands together, interlocking the fingers and pressing the palms away from you for a moment. And then bend the elbows, release the hands, give the fingers a shake here. Okay. If you're comfortable, it won't feel good on everybody's knee. Just see if you can rock yourself forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Okay, so we're going to take our hands onto our thigh. Just now bring that front foot slightly further back towards the thigh, so the knee is now in front of the ankle. See if it's okay to tuck the toes of the back foot under. So basically we're finding a position, if you want to be able to come up to standing. Yeah. If that's too strong for you, leave it out. So I've got my ankle a little bit further back from my knee. Yeah, yeah. And then using the little bit of support to come to stand. Yeah. Sometimes that's easy, sometimes that's really hard. Okay, well done. So what we're going to do, and you need to find the safest way for yourself to get back down. So we're going to have the other knee forward now. Yeah, so you could just step back and kneel, or you might need to find a safer way down on all fours. Yeah. Okay, so if you step back, you probably have your knee back from your ankle, so we need to adjust again, so that we'll take the foot forward, so we have the knee above the ankle. Yeah, if you're still playing this game. You can untuck the back toes, it's possibly more comfortable for the knee for some of you. Okay. Do that little movement if you feel comfortable, back and forth a little bit of the rock. We're just kind of going in reverse a little bit here. And then relax the arms by the side of the body. Let them rock forward and back. Give a little bit more momentum and let them head up to the sky. Get a little bit of length down, side body, belly in, lengthen through the back of the neck and the crown. Elbows out to the side. You can let the elbows come in a little bit, elbows come down a little bit so it's not too strong on the shoulders. And then interlocking the fingers and just press the palms away if that's okay for the wrists. Yeah, different feeling in the shoulders, different release. And then hands can come onto thigh, step the heel back a little bit, tuck the back toes under if you feel comfortable with this way to stand. And rock yourself forward to come up to standing, or find another way to stand in, yeah, that feels safe for you. So not everything that will work for everybody, so hopefully just you're keeping yourself safe. Yeah, okay. So just move that out to the side. So I know I'm a little bit wonky on this screen, but I can't play around with the towel that is on anymore, like I have done already. Okay, so we're back to where we were quite a while ago. Yeah, so we were standing quite a while, then we were lying quite a while, and we've done a few things that are strengthening and mobilizing. So see how the body feels landing back on the ground the feet landing back on the ground compared to how they did before. So how does it feel at the back of the calves? We've got to do a little bit of work to step you up. How does it feel in the thighs? How are you in the belly? How are you in the palms of the hands? How's the neck and the throat? The tongue and the jaw? The eyes and the eye sockets? The ears? The shoulders? The hips? The knees? The ankles? Okay. So feet hip distance apart. Just get a sense of the whole body standing, the joints, the bones, softness around the muscles, the softness in the body as well as the strength in the body. So we're going to extend the arms out to the side when you're ready. And then we're going to bring the arms down forward in front of us. Yeah. Arms sweep out to the sides, palms facing up. And then palms facing forward and coming down forward. Arms sweeping up to the side. You can lengthen and maybe look up a little bit. Palms coming down. So just continuing a few more of these movements, maybe breathing in as you sweep the arms up. Breathing out as you bring the arms down. So next time the arms are down, just let them be down. You need to shake your arms and your fingers and your wrists, etc. Just give them a shake out. Okay. So this time, we're going to take a breath in and take the arms up and forward towards the sky. And as long as it's safe for the shoulders, back and down. Keep the knees soft here, yeah, so don't push back if you can avoid it into the back of the legs, back of the knees. So up and out this time. That feels stronger. So if it really doesn't feel comfortable, just go back to previous movement. Okay, so just take a rest. So we're going to come into, when we come to the front of the mat and open out into warrior. Yeah, probably can remember that, we've done that most weeks I think actually for here. So if we bring the palms of the hands together, somewhere around the front of the sternum, heart center kind of positioning. And just press the little fingers together, see if that works. So it'll be more tips of the fingers. Press the ring finger
tips of the fingers slightly together. Middle finger, press slightly together. And then forefinger, slightly together. And a bit of pressure between the thumbs. And then all the fingers and thumb, just get that sense of pressure through the fingertips. And then, excuse me, then relax the fingers, soften in the joints. Breathe in here. Feel like you've got a little bit of length through the back of your neck and through the crown of your head. Soften your knees. Take a breath in, and on a breath out, just opening out into your warrior two. Yeah. So that means the front knee's bent, heading, and the knee heads over the toes, and the back leg is straight. Relax the shoulders if you can. Okay. Let the arms drop, because it's heavy, isn't it, for the shoulders and the arms sometimes. Interlock the fingers like we did before, and just take the hands away. You don't have to lock the elbows, but you can just lengthen a little bit through. And just bring those back. Then take the arms into more cactus arms, yeah. Soften the shoulders down again, shoulder blades down the back. And then let the arms be long again just for a moment. Feel the feet on the floor. Bend the back knee slightly and use your back arm if you can to step forward. We've been there a while and sometimes that first one's a bit tricky. Okay. See how tall you feel, see how you feel. If there's any discomfort in your back, just do a little bit of hip circles, one way and then the other way, just to try and loosen a little bit in the centre. It's quite a nice one to do anyway. So we're going to open the same way again. So when you're ready, take a breath in, extend through the spine, breath out, come back into your warrior two. Relax the shoulders. Okay, let's rest the arms down for a little while. So the knee is over the ankle, broadly speaking. Just press that front foot a little bit more into the ground if you can. So it's not just the toes and the ball of the foot. The ball of the foot and the heel, and just see that that feels okay. So it's a little bit just like pressing the foot into sand, so that the whole leg feels a little bit more connected through the bones. And then just making sure you're not locking in that back knee. It's really easy to just push in that back knee. Do the same with the back foot if you can, just pressing down a little bit. It's hard to get equal pressure through that back foot sometimes in this position. Just see if you can. And then just get both feet feeling like they're pressing slightly into sand. Feel if the belly's coming in and just encourage the belly to come in for a moment. You can take it in and take it out, just so you know what you're doing. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, then just soften in the feet a bit, soften in the legs a bit, take the arms out again. Okay, and if you feel like you can, bend the back knee slightly, use the back arm and step forward. Okay. Do a little bit of hip circles, just soft ones. So the backs can loosen a little bit, and in the opposite direction. Just like you were doing a hula hoop circle. Okay, so I'm just going to the opposite side. We're just going to do work on the opposite side now. So we're going to be opening up the different leg, the opposite leg, going back. So again, just finding your feet are broadly hip distance apart. Breathing in and extending through the spine, the belly will go in slightly, breathing out to open up. Yeah, so it's the same position, but it might feel different on the second side. Check where your knee is, above the ankle, the front, that's the front knee. Make sure you're not locking in your back leg. Okay, and then relax the arms again. See how it feels to have relaxed shoulders here. Interlock the fingers for a moment if that's one that's doable for you. Just pressing the hands away slightly. And then relax them for a moment again. See how it feels to go into hands up position. Relax the shoulders down if you can. So often we do need to bring the elbows slightly further forward to relax them down. And then palms down as we get back into arms lengthening. Use the back arm, bend the back knee slightly to get yourself forward again. Take a breath in and a breath out to lengthen back out. Get your stability. And you can rest the arms down. A little bit of pressure through that front foot, as if pushing into sand. But the front, just feel like that front foot just pressing down. And then work on the back foot, which is a little bit more difficult. Making sure you're not pushing into that back knee. Then both feet pushing into sand. Feeling all the joints kind of connecting. Bring the belly in slightly here. And then bring the arms out again. Relax the shoulders down. Well done. Breathing. Then bend the back knee just slightly. Use the back arm to bring you forward. Going back to the first side, so we'll move a little bit quicker, which might suit people a little bit more. So we're going into side angle and into reverse warrior here. So make sure your feet are a distance apart, not too close together. Hands together, press the hands together for a moment. See how that feels for the shoulder, extend through the spine. Breathing in here. Breathing out to open out. So this is the first side. See how it feels to be a warrior. See if you can feel your feet, feel your legs, feel your arms, feel the side body. And then folding over into side angle. So the forearm just rests gently on the thigh. Top arm just lengthens up and overhead. Use that top arm to bring you back into warrior two. Relax the shoulders. And then see how you feel going the other direction. Into reverse warrior. Back into warrior. So we're just floating now, just float the arms over. The legs are stable, but the top body can be a bit more floaty. Taking the arms through water, floating back up into warrior. Floating over through water into reverse. Floating the top body back into warrior. Over into side angle. Back into warrior. Over into reverse. Back into warrior. And we're coming back to the front of the mat. So use the back arm, use your back leg to get yourself forward if you can, or just heel toe, heel toe. Feel the strength in the legs if you can, all the way up into the pelvis. Hopefully it's feeling okay. If you need to do a bit more wiggling and wobbling around in circles, then please do. Just loosen up a little bit. And then opposite side. Finding your connection and your stability in your upper body by pressing the hands together so the shoulder blades come together. Feeling the feet on the ground, feeling the strong legs, belly supporting you, lengthening through that spine. Take a breath in. Breathe out to open out. So your second side, just find your stability. Find your warrior, and then float over into your side angle. Use your breath in to bring yourself back into warrior. You can breathe out, floating over into reverse warrior. Breathing in, back to warrior. And continuing this so we know where we're heading now. Back into warrior. Over into reverse. Back into warrior when you're ready. Feeling your warrior, relaxing your shoulders. Legs are strong, belly supporting you. And we're stepping forward. Loosen the back knee, step forward with the back foot and use the back arm coming into neutral. Okay. And just coming to face me again. So I have a little bit of a shake out. Fingers, wrists,
elbows, shoulders, knees, ankles, hips, breath, diaphragm release. And then come to still. Take your feet shoulder distance apart, bending in the knees slightly. Hands onto pelvis and just rock from side to side. Rock from side to side. A little bit of loosening again in the pelvis and the hips if that's all got really tense and tight. And then release the hands and let the hips continue to power you from side to side as the arms are really soft. Really let them dangle and release from the shoulder joints. Really those arms, yeah, just really relaxing, really the movement is coming from the power from the hips to give you a rotation here. And then bending at the elbow if you want to, so the hands sweep a little bit more around the lower back into kind of kidney area or diaphragm area. So if you're okay to try the third version, which is taking the hands, soft fist to the front of the shoulder, collarbone area, keeping the twists going. Or just stay with one of the ones you like. If you've got long arms like me, you can pat yourself on the back. If you haven't, stick with the one before. Harder movement, so if it just feels it's really restrictive, then there's no point, to be honest. Really feel like you loosen the arms will help. Back to the front of the shoulders. Back to arms just around the side body. Just waking up the breath, kidneys, the inside body. And then floating arms, just let them be relaxed. Still feeling the hips and the pelvis move if you can. And slow that down, or slow that up. Slow it down. And just see how you are in centre for a moment. So bring the feet reasonably close together, see how it feels. Taking one hand to the belly and one hand to chest. Still making sure best you can that you're feeling like you've got a little bit of an uplift through the spine, so the spine's got space. Feet are firmly connected to the ground and the head's heading to the sky. Shoulders can relax and the breath can come back into the body. You can lower your gaze or you can close your eyes. Just noticing the soft breath, if you can, underneath your hands and the warmth of the hands on your body. So the body will feel reasonably strong and connected, and the belly can just create that lightness within and around the strength. Feet to the ground, head to the sky. Okay, so gently, if your eyes are closed, just open the eyes. Take the feet more hip distance apart, got a bit more stability there. Gently release the hands. I'm just rocking forward and back. You can use the arms if you like, or you can just rock from the ankles. So you get a little bit more weight through your toes and then you rock back. Or you can use the arms to give you a little bit of sense of momentum forward and back. So the hands will be doing opposite to heels. Whatever suits, whether you feel like one works better than another. Keeping length through the body, so we're just pivoting from the ankles if that's safe for you, Denise. If it's not, just keep still. Yeah. Okay, and then softening the knees now. So it's like almost a slight bend. Feel the weight through the feet. And then take the arms back, bring the arms forward, sweep the arms up and come onto the balls of your feet a little bit more of an extension. Come down with the arms, come down with the feet, come down, bending the knees, let the arms drift back. Come forward again, bending the knees, lengthening up. This time when you get up, just bringing the arms back down by your sides, outwards to the sides, come back down onto your heels. Bend the knees, bring the arms up, forward, onto your toes if you can. Out to your side, heels down, a couple more times. Arms up, lengthen onto your toes, to the balls of your feet. Coming back, heels down, bend knees. Hands into center. And again, if you want to close your eyes, so you can keep your feet hip distance apart, keep your knees just gently soft. Relax your belly, relax your breath, relax your thighs and your butt, relax your eyes and your jaw, your cheeks, and your tongue. Relax the palms of your hands, soles of your feet. Feel a connection to the ground. Bring the softness in the body, softness in the breath. Noticing the wave of the in-breath and the out-breath. Maybe making the in-breath and the out-breath a bit more present if you want to, by deepening it if you want to, or keep it soft if you prefer. So taking one more breath here. And relax the hands. That final shake out, just loosen up again, anywhere. Just bring one foot up and the other foot up. And we'll finish there. So I hope people are okay with the backs and things. So let me know if not. And I'll try and help. So we're not around next week. So don't come because I won't be here. And we're back the following week after bank holiday at 9:30 unless somebody says they really prefer to not come that early, and then we'll start at 10. So I'll let you know obviously a week before, and we've got 3 more weeks. Yeah, take care everyone. Thank you ever so much. Good to see you all. Got more sunshine today, so enjoy the sun wherever you are. All right, take care everyone. Bye-bye.